Hi class, this is JilMac, and I'm going to talk to you about tables. And tables come in all kinds of different software packages, and we're going to look at a lot of them. Okay, so my students know that if they have any questions about any of the videos that I am recording, they can just give me a call and we can work one-on-one, and I can demo for you and troubleshoot whatever you have. Okay, so let's get right into it. Let's go into our favorite product that we were kind of brought up with, and we were brought up with word processing. So here in our word processor, what is a table? Well, in a table, if I want to, I can insert a table. So I can say insert, and here's table right here. So if I want to, I can click on the table and I can just drag it. Suppose I want 3, maybe 4 across, 3 down. So this is going to show us 4 across, 3 down, and I can make this a little bit smaller. I can move these columns around, and let me just move this down a little bit. There we go. And I can move my columns so we can see them all on one page. And you can see as I'm moving them, my ruler is showing me. If I wanted to put, say, name in here, and maybe phone number, and here would be email, and then here would be website. And if I go to name, I can put in JilMac, and the phone is 802-254-8628, and the email is jill@jilmac.com, and the website is jilmac.com. And if we had another one, we could just move back over. This could be CCV, and our number is 802-123-4567, and it's info@ccv.edu, and the website is ccv.edu. And here's our pretty table. Now, once we have a table like this, we can block it and we can copy it. We can take this table and we could put it into, we could put it into a spreadsheet. And I could do that by making a new table or just putting one in. So let's just paste it in. And it pastes that in, and we can adjust the columns as we want, or we could make this new, whichever. And once we have this table, we could copy that table. So I'm just going to copy it. And we could open Moodle. Let's open Moodle. So here's Moodle. I can bring in Moodle, and I can say, here is a table. And I could paste that table in. Now sometimes the lines come, and sometimes they don't. It kind of depends. But when I block it and I want to click on my table icon, this is pulling up this table information and the cell padding. There's 4 columns and 3 rows. And suppose I wanted a 2 pixel, I can update it, and now I have little lines around it. I could also come here and I could create a brand new one. I could just be here and I could say I'd like to add a table, and I'd like 2 columns and 2 rows. And I do like to put a border in, so this one I'll put a 3 border in. We'll make it real dark. And if I wanted to, I could center align it and give it different widths and all kinds of things. And I'm going to click insert. And so I have this little teeny tiny table that I can, make bigger, kind of thing. So you can either create a table from this table. Now, once again, I'm going to reduce this. This is the way you normally see the toolbar when we're in Moodle. But when we click on this, then we see, a more extended one. And for right now, I'm not going to have this centered. I'm going to have it left justified. Can I do that? Let's delete it and just make a new one. Let's see if I can cut it. I can always move it too and make it teeny weeny small. And I believe that I can move it, and I'm just going to come down here, and I want to insert another one. I want to insert just like a 2x2. Here's a 2x2, and I'll give it a border of 5 this time, so I'm going to insert it. It's not very big, but I'll click on it and make it a little bit bigger. So there's our little 2x2. There's my little 2x2 cell where I can put in a 1 here and a 2 in this one and a 3 in this one and a 4 in this one. Okay, that's pretty small. Let's make this a little bit bigger. So now I'm going to just move it a little bit so I can move this over. Now I want to go into my HTML. So here I am in Moodle. We know that Moodle is part of a website, and websites are always done in HTML. We have to expand our toolbar toggle, and then we have to go down to this Edit HTML. So if I click on this, I'm going to see that here I have the paragraph, here's my table, and my table is telling me how wide it's going to be and that the border is going to be 5 points. And then I have a table body and a table row. And here, if I indent it, it might be a little bit easier to see. Oops, I'll go back into it. So I have my table, and then I have my table row, and then I have each column in my table, and then I end the row. Oops. Keep hitting the wrong key. Then I end the row. Then I begin another row, and in this row I have a 3 and I have a 4, and then I end my table, and then I end my table body, and then I end my table. And then down here I have more tables. But right here, this code right here is what's making this table. And if I put it in again, maybe I can put in another one. And instead of 1, I'll put that this is 6, 7, 8, 9. And I'm just going to update it. So now I go back to this, and I can scroll up. I love how they have that big post to the forum. And so now I have 2 tables because I copied it and pasted it again. So I can use that HTML. That's how we do it when we're in Moodle. Now let's go to a Google website. So let's go to the Google website. And I'll go to my Google website. So I'll just bring this up. I have to make it shorter because this monitor is much smaller, but you get to see it bigger. And don't forget, if you can't see this video, you want to blow it up or you want to look at it in YouTube so you get that whole full screen. So we're going to go out to my website, JilMac Teaches Sites, that I've been working on. And here we are, and let's add a new page for table. So I'm going to call this table, and I'm just going to create a new page. My page is here, and I can, once I'm in here, I can go to table and insert a table and tell it how many cells I want. Or I could go into my HTML, and since I've already got a table, this is a table, and I'm just going to update it. And lo and behold, here is that table because I went into HTML and pasted it. I could just as easily have said, I'll make a table here by saying table, insert table, and that's what this table looks like if I'm just inserting a plain square table. If I want to do a little bit more. So let's look at the code for this. Here is a plain table. Here's my first table. So we go from the opening table tag to the ending table tag, and then this is my second table. So the alignment might not be perfect or anything, but a lot of people say, well, I can only do things in a WYSIWYG, and I don't have a WYSIWYG, I don't have Dreamweaver, or I don't have this, or I don't have that. If you have a CMS, like Moodle or Google Sites, you can tell it what you want and then go in and grab the code. And I'll just go ahead and update that. And then I will save this. And now I have two types of tables. You could take that same HTML, you could put it into your Notepad++. And we're just going to put it in Notepad++. So here's Notepad++. And I could just take that code and paste it in here. I could wrap it in some, HTML. And I'd have to tell it that I was in the body. And then down below my table, I would have to close my body tag and close my HTML and save that, and it would display a, so let's just say file, save as, and we are going to go to, not downloads, but we're going to go into my C drive, my CCV, my website, and this is assignment 5, and this is table HTML, and make sure that the text type is in fact HTML, and save that so that you get your color coding. And now if I wanted to go and look at that in a browser, something for a table you don't have to upload, but we could go to C, to CCV, to my website, to my class, to assignment 5, and I could look at table, and here's that table. So it displays that web page. Here's that table. So you've got your little WYSIWYG in your Google Sites as well as in your Moodle. And if you have any questions, give me a call. But tables are fun, and you can either grab the code that creates them or create them from menus in most software packages have some form of table. So go have fun. Talk to you later. See you in the next video.